Government drama llama ding dong, talking about the Speaker of the House. I would include him as one of these sycophants that needs to have his power taken away. What's his superpower, you may ask? He's boring. Oh my god, this dude is so boring. He is so bland they would never find him in a snowstorm. His favorite brand of granola bar would be food. I'm not even super sure I could ever identify his voice because it's so generic. He would be the stock photo for an accountant boot camp. He is so generic, we barely care about who he is outside of politics. He would be in the fundamental camp when it comes to Christianity. If you want information about the German television story, you can go to Fundy Fridays on YouTube, and they have a whole thing about that. Him and his wife have a podcast called Truth Be Told that discusses public affairs and other issues from a Christian perspective. If you grew up in an evangelical household, all of this stuff sounds familiar. In the past, I have genuinely tried to listen to the podcast because I feel like if I'm going to critique someone, I need to actually see what it is they're talking about. I can do a lot of things that are boring, and I tried so hard to get through this. I couldn't even get through 2 episodes. In total, there are 70 episodes. Most are about an hour long, but there's a couple that are like 15 minutes. But essentially, if you want to try and get through this, that's about a 70-hour commitment. As far as ratings, I found this actually kind of interesting because it's either 5 stars or 1 star, and there's maybe a handful of 4 stars. But in general, you either absolutely love this or you absolutely hate it. Considering the current state of affairs in the US, that checks out. Despite how boring he is on the outside, the issue is what he is connected to. He is associated with the New Apostolic Reformation, which is a fringe movement of the American Christian right, and I will let you read above if you care for more info on that. He might be boring, but this is something we shouldn't ignore. So if we deploy the tactics from Mean Girls, how do we deal with someone boring like Mike Johnson? He is able to do what he does because no one really pays attention to him. So to counteract that, we have to give him tons and tons and tons and tons of attention. Analyze everything he does, critique his movement, put his face up everywhere, even though no one will be able to tell the difference. I think one of 2 things would happen, and the first one, which I think is more likely, is he'll kind of cave under the pressure because he's used to no one paying attention to him, so if we suddenly all have eyes on him, he's going to crack. A second possibility that I don't think will happen, but it's possible, is that he might end up being a huge megalomaniac, and of course, you can't have too many egos fighting for power. So go forth and give all the attention he doesn't want. Llama out.